to page 7 of the prayer book, please. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then I prostrate. With pure bodies, forms supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage, to all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms atoms in all aspects. With supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure white heap, curd like cloud, O Lobsang Drapa, Dharma's omniscient king, Pray come to this place with your disciples. In space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight. Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme reform. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your each adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit, non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted 3 vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned mundane concerns, made life essential. O protector, from depths of our hearts we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus, from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Lobsang Trungpa's essential teachings specially shine forever. Mikmet se wei te chen chen rei zik, Dri me kem pei wang po jam pel yang, Tu pung ma lu jom se san wei dang, Gang chen ke pe su gen song ka pa, Lob san tra pe zap la so wa dem. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech. Glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted 3 jewels. Thus have I heard at one time, the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomenon called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, should look perfectly like this. subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence, 5 aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form. Form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics, that is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, positional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no I element and so forth up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance and so forth up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, Bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the 3 times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Tayata gate gate paragate parasomgate bodhisoha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, trained in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the 3 places Dakinis, Tayat Taung Gate Gate Paragate Parasomgate Bodhisoha. Through the power of truth of the exalted 3 jewels speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the 4 Maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, Shante Kuruye Soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, freed from adverse harmful conditions. May all be conducive in perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here right now. Saji Peki Jung Shin Meto Tram Ri Rab Ling Ji Ni De Gem Padi Sangye Jing Du Me Te O War Idro Kunam Da Jing La Cho Par Sho Jesu Lama Dam Pa Ge Nam I Che Kukala Yen Se Trin Drigne Jitar Sampe Du Japawatu so idam guru rana mandala kam niryatayami. Jangda Sangi Jomnala Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonamki Drola Penchir Sange Drupa Sho Jangda Sangi Jomnala Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonamki Drola Penchir Sange Drupa Sho Jangda Sangi Jomnala Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchir Sange Drupa Sho.
Good morning, everyone. How's the weather outside? It's beautiful. I think this time is the most hot temperature in Boston. Anyway, it's a good time to go beach. Have you guys go beach? Every day? No? Oh, you should go beach. You know, people rejoice all different ways, right? Go to beach, all this stand sand, our body become color be very special, right? You know, beginners rejoice. Then people go to the bar, all drunk, come back. It's also one of the way to rejoice the life, right? Saturday, Sunday, Friday, it's 1 week very hard work. Then go to bar. Then it's all day there. Yes, young people do that, right? Yeah. It's no complaint, you know. One is the purpose to work hard is to rejoice your life. Then you can do any kind. Enjoy your life, right? Then, you know, people drink a lot of alcohol. But maybe this country is not that much. Drink a lot? Drink a lot? Right? Like Tibet and China, they just more, you know. Just enter, you become just the walk. But you know, this is the true way how you rejoice, enjoy your life, right? You know, the Milarepa. Have you heard Milarepa, everyone? The Milarepa is the most high practitioner in Tibetan tradition, in Tibetan. Everyone knows. The Milarepa thing is for everyone to cry, everyone's crazy. Even if we do our daily lives, worldly people, for like us. Milarepa, he thinks everyone's crazy. Right?
Holy people think
No.
we're crazy.
No.
Milarepa thinks the worldly people are crazy. The worldly people
Oh,
are crazy.
yeah.
And then the worldly people thinks Milarepa is crazy.
Crazy.
No problem.
No, we're doing something. Nothing is very special. Don't we have to hold some people? Not like that. But regular, when he see our ordinary people, worldly people, he think everyone's crazy. Then everyone will looking Minerva, oh, he's a very crazy guy. Therefore, basically he's not crazy. He looks like, we can see, appears for us like crazy that he's not a crazy person. He's the one, the Tibetan person, we give one example, cheap enlightenment, one life. Is the one of the in general. Of course there are so many and in general. It is good English. Just look at me, it's not well known. It's not good English. I thought this is good English. Anyway, but everyone knows the Milarepa is the one of the person to reach enlightenment in life. It's also example, and he the when young, previous time, not previous life, the same life. Also, he's doing a lot of bad things. Also, he do a lot of black magics, destroy his uncle's house. But after he really understand that what he doing is wrong, then he did practice, then he achieved enlightenment, the same life. Therefore, it is one of our example. If you study hard, achieve enlightenment. Right? Anyway, we have to talk about that, Usually, according to Buddhism, Buddha's teaching, maybe we don't say Buddhism, we say Buddha's teaching, whatever we're doing daily is like waste time. We say, we don't waste time, I study very hard, I working very hard, 8 hours a day, right? Most people work 8 hours a day. We say, I'm not waste time, but according to Buddha's teaching, it's really waste time. But don't leave job tomorrow, okay? Don't give you food. Because the purpose to work every day is for what? To live this life. Enough to eat. Enough to wearing clothes. I think you guys have more than enough, right? Like tens, maybe thousands, maybe hundreds. Does anyone have 100 or 50 different shirts? Pets, how you say? Outfits? Karo. Outfits. Anyway, the Buddhism, Buddha's teaching really, including myself, I'm not really follow. If you only doing this life to enough to eat, enough to wearing, place to sleep, house, to driving, it seems like insects. Do you know insects? Birds inside? Insects? Insects. Even they can, live their life. They have baby, they have family, they have house. They are also way to road, they can make the roads. Anything seems like human beings. Different way, but they can also take care of themselves. Any kind of animals, any kind of beings, they can do their life all different ways. If we also doing like just only the purpose to this life, is Buddha say, it's just same as insects that we don't accept. Do we accept? No. That's not true. We are better than insects. Okay, anyway, my English is not very good working. Teneza kantarta nanzo ani tsuru chene saka mundu kanjende 냠든 좀네 아니 나주 거라 됐는데 세자에 정어대 강도 삼바 쇼진이 까와서 뭐 되그랬어 남배 제바이나
So anyway, so having this opportunity for all of us to get together and talk about Buddha's teaching, to discuss about Buddha's teaching, is very fortunate. According to the Buddha's teaching, we're very fortunate to be able to do that.
아니 다 산제 좀 된데 그다 출루세가 난데 아니 당가도 레바 야마데 시바 나sem게 테리지래.
So Buddha's teaching, is mostly about mind, the inner mind, so the inner science.
이바이나다 간솔라에 고송 투세 아니 근데 다 라버다 배회 남발라 배 ramram 보여서 다 군람마다 송람마다 당가람마다 란람마다 빼만 보여래.
But especially in Tibetan Buddhism, it involves a lot of physical things as well, verbal and physical things like, we see the statues, the pictures, the tankas, and then we see the scriptures, right? The volumes of scriptures, all these different kind of things, in Tibetan Buddhism.
그러와 아니 배회 지라 파시 자나다만 보더라 제 남바들은 서서만 보도.
So there are a lot of things, not only just mind, so a lot of physical things, verbal things as well. And then secondly, maybe China, the China also, Chinese Buddhism also have a lot of those things.
난 배화나지도 맞다. 다 배화당 다 배회 지라 파시 재미난 바되나. 꼰담마다 아니 때즉 란담마다만 보도 없거든.
So like we see here, a lot of statues, right? A lot of scriptures, different kind of statues, statue of this Buddha, statue of that Buddha, and all these things. So in Chinese Buddhism also they have that a lot, so many different kind of statues of many different kind of Buddhas.
아니 지다 아 재미가 루솔라 아니 라하나라 지다 자보다 봄보다 지다 테네야 마모들 샤이 루소도.
And also they have a tradition in Chinese Buddhism. They have tradition of placing the pictures of the ministers and kings like that also inside the temple like that.
아니 디지털 파제 윈능라야 스마도 용도.
And after that maybe the Vietnamese Buddhism.
안 디지털 파제 버미스면도 버밀라야 마모도.
And also Burmese Buddhism. They have a lot of stuff also.
아니 파제 탈렌들라 파제 산지 꽃이 보면서 개개 도와면도 고만할.
So maybe I think it's the Thailand, Thai Buddhism that has very simple, like just one statue of Buddha Shakyamuni. That's all.
야, 다들 나랑 그 돈하다 나랑 그 시야도 하고 하더라. 내가 한 번도 보여라.
So that's from my observation or my experience. Of course there are so many other things that I don't know.
아니 자나가 남배 나라야 간조 네테 주도다. 아니 샹스 니에 세제다. 아니 자와랭가다 또 빼야 라나 용도.
And in Chinese Buddhism, they have the portraits or the statues, of like the 16 arhats, the 5 family Buddhas, and so forth. There are many different kind of Buddhas like that.
그러. 대다 간조 배나 배에 남배 나라다 직군들이라 뭐라 뭐 보여와대. 아니 시당 다 남바 용도 시당 집집으로래. 이나 간조 남배선 배에 남배나 간조 참아 소소 사지에 사지에 용거래서. 간조 랍고요.
So the reason why we have so many different kinds of statues, of different Buddhas, is because we all have that potential to become Buddha. Every single sentient being has a potential to become Buddha. So there is a Buddhahood that each sentient being will obtain at some point at the end.
대리다 난존도 산제도 아니 직다 강사 직장장 말이야. 아니 강사 만나와 장장 산지에 산지. 너네들이 여와래 너네들이 종을 해서 당하고 빼대야 한다고.
And so this is like a different kind of Buddhas, right? So it's different being became a different Buddha. Like each of us we can become Buddha, so we'll be different person. So there will be different Buddha, this Buddha of this person, Buddha of that person, So here we see the statue of all these different Buddhas. And it says, oh, this Buddha, he did this practice, and this is also for us to like be inspired by him and to follow his path. Then we like kind of pay the homage and venerate the Buddha.
아니 간조 산지 좀 되게 나 아니 간조 삼에 아니 줄라야 산지에 그리요래서 아니 딘지 릭사도 맞아도 소수가 냠내라라 하래 그래서 두 송어래.
And so we all have that potential. We call it Buddha nature, which is the potential to become Buddha. So whether that Buddha nature, whether one becomes a Buddha or not, depends on whether one is able to ripen, mature or ripen, that Buddha nature.
다들 여기 변도 변한 나라 수지지 시바사인도 다 시바 가와 있는 당도 야 내서 로가로 와 간지 내가 로로 가세지 트러블 있는 것도 대신 그래서.
And so as you can see, from our own experience, we each have a mind, right? So the mind is very vast. It's in a sense that it can take anything, More knowledge you give, more, it can take. You can learn about anything. There is no limit, to how much you can learn, right? The mind can go beyond the limit, So, and you can learn all kinds of things that there is to be learned.
대청소 참여가 냠냠고 돈에 희도근데.
So you have that experience, that always learning more and more things every day, right?
나도 자다 마셔라래 말하면서 나도 자나 안간데 시 말해서 다시 용거 말해.
So it's just whether we study or not. If we study, if we learn, it can be learned, right? We can know. If we don't learn, of course, we will not know.
근데 이제 안에 나도 딱 시바서 가나만도 될어야 나도 들로좀 가서 때대 야지 가서는 야지 따요다.
And so the mind, can be, you can educate it as much as possible, right? So it's as much as you want. It's just that whether you educate it or not depends on that. If you do, you can be educated.
도지 로존테 단 잠불리가 갈아야 미시에 찌에면서는 나도 상제다 장로래.
So when you have learned and learned and learned and learned, after learning everything, then if there's nothing left that you have not learned, or there's nothing that you don't know, then that's when you become Buddha.
그래서 단다 자서 사실 가와래서 소소 상무다나.
So where are you now, right now?
나도 잠불리는 나야 변나. 나도 시야다 마시와 자산오거나 나도 자산 가시 시살 상태도.
So in this world, among the things that we know and we don't know, if you compare, how much of the things do we know, and how much of the things we don't know?
자산 가시 시살.
Out of 100, how much we know? 1. 1 out of 100? That's a lot.
뭐야? 도시에 내가 가도 로조 가서 제를 간도 셈나야 가서 야지 또는 간도 야지 따요 봐.
So just kidding. Anyway, so of course, the learning part, can be learned as much as we want, right? It's just if we don't want, if we don't do, then we won't be able to learn.
다 나중에 간도 레베차 야베차 때 아니 로조 마치 아니 멜레베차 아니 지 야보 많이 받았는데 소소 때 맞아봤잖아요. 근데 텔레 밤매와 두속 여러와.
And so there are things you have to know, right? So all the things, good things and bad things, and then you have to know what are the good things, what are the bad things, and once you know that, then leave out the bad things and then do the good things.
그래와 다도 전에는 간도 사제기 송가 나라야 아니 간도 슐록이 내서도 그 세셔샤 책이 말았어. 조종가도 샘기 노탄다 세워쇼 송가 그래.
So in Buddhism or Buddha's teaching, mainly explains about the inner mind, right? How to develop our inner mind. It doesn't talk so much about the outside world.
그래서 나도 샘 가와서래. 내가 샘에서래. 네 누구도 가와 샘에서래잖아.
So where is our mind, right? We're talking about mainly about mind, right? It's all about mostly about mind. So where is the mind? Where do you think is the mind? Is it in our brain? Is it in our chest? Or is it our tip of the finger? Where is it?
당가도 샘가 가와나 잡다. 나도 수보 같이 사장가도 샘고 있어. 다 잡다 그러더라.
The mind pervades the whole body, right? It pervades the whole thing. Whatever you're thinking, the mind is there, right?
내가 가더래. 간도 샘도 답보야고 잡다나 아니 간도 고야 대화된 가서 떼고 그래.
And so, since everything comes from the mind, so if we are, able to control, subdue our mind, and then we will be able to find the happiness we want.
나도 쇼견이 gondabe 죽대데 가르쳐 드렸나? 대역시 들어와.
So all the things we do from early in the morning to go to sleep, why we do? To have happiness, right? to feel happy, to feel good.
나도 저도 가서 전도표 있잖아. 에코럼 저도 때문에 안 좋냐.
Have you been to the aquarium? Aquarium, yeah? To
Yes.
see the fishes?
We are too old, right? Go there as kids.
You're too old for that.
저기 오케이. 디나도 냐도 봐 유도도 쭈대면도 거리도 되고.
So inside there, inside those tanks, right? Inside the tanks, you see the fishes, like roaming around all the time. No, they don't sit in one place. They just keep on swimming all the places. Why?
아, 되게 뭐냐? 주선이 사람들 냐도 얘기를 니 그걸 왜?
Do they sleep at all? The fish? Do they?
Do they
They
sleep?
do.
Sharks don't.
Really? Yeah, I'm serious. I don't know that. They sleep just. They also sleep just walking around, or when you sleep they just. 배낭 안주 믿는데 되게 따다 심이도 바주다 쳐다 단수 얘기로 얘가 거니 그거 나지 니고 되거든.
So other animals we see sleeping, right? Just like we human beings and cows and horses, dogs, cats, mouse, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, they all sleep. You can see them, right?
냐서 뭐 니고 왜나?
But what about the fishes? Do they sleep at all?
니고가 건로도 왜나?
So maybe they're swimming, they're moving even while in the sleep? Yes? Huh? For a while? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the aquarium, it's sort of artificial, that tank, where there's must be a current that makes them go around. Not be the normal.
아, 오케이. Anyway, 더 드니 죽돼야 되고 지금 사야지다, 지금 통화야지다, 드니 드는 되겠다 아니지.
So they're roaming around, right? They're always moving around to looking for something to eat, something to, drink, something to eat, right?
간지 소소 대화지 터니 노대걸.
So they're looking for happiness. They're just going around, to find some happiness.
만주 소소 액션 가리지나, 내가 가리지나 대화지 제거 이제 제.
So usually we do that too, right? We go all places and say, oh, I want to go to that place because I think I'll enjoy it. I'll be happy there. I'll go to this place, eat this food, do this thing. Everything that we do is to find some kind of happiness, right?
다른 집이나 꾸마쟁이 되나 꾸마자야 돼. 코나 대위치 꾸마자요로.
Even person who's stealing, right? Steals for happiness. Right? So thinks that if he steals, he will have money, he'll be happy. So that's why he steals.
마쟁이 되고 마자야 되고 대위치 자거다.
Even the fighting, the war, right? Battles and wars are also done for happiness.
등문이 제대고 제대로 뭐 이제 코나 제대고 대위 제대로 가지.
The purpose to find happiness. Of course, the method is not correct, right? Method is not right. And method will not be happy. You will not be happy when you are fighting. But there is the end result they want from fighting is to be happy.
그러나 사사님 두고자나 대위치는 두고자야 되고.
Even the fight among the couples, right? Husband and wife, they fight with each other for happiness.
아니 두고는 두고자나 대위치 돼야 돼.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, also they get into fight for happiness. Right?
그래도 막 나도 누수안 대단 말이야 되게 왔다. 이제 내가 저랑 내처럼 제일도 왔어. 저랑 내 사람이 제일도 그런 두고 자기로 왔어.
So generally, of course, we don't think like that. We don't think, oh, I'm fighting for happiness, right?
We don't say that, right? 얘나 등록만도 제대 이제 사무 지 소소 대화지 손에 대체도 죽대거로 봤어. 대체다달라 제단 노를 사무다다 노 내는 것도 그디나 지 조매하기 리다 생각 강해진 체대게 그래.
So we always do these things like fighting with each other and complaining about each other. So I say, oh, if I complain, then maybe he will not do this. Maybe then he will be happy. Then we'll be happy. So that's why you complain. Well, complaining itself is not happiness, but end result you are expecting happiness from that. And that's for everything that we do in general. Everything, even walking out or everything we do is thinking that we're going to be happy by doing that.
그래서 다 뒤로 오늘 대화 이제 가는 바 동화 이제 가는 바 미시바인자 다른 것도 마시아 먹을 하대요.
And so because of not knowing what is the real cause of happiness and real cause of suffering, we always do these things thinking that this will bring us happiness.
근데 딱 가서 심해가 뭐예요? 하대 따르다. 마시바.
So therefore, there are so many things there are for us to learn, right? There are so many things that we don't know. Even these simple things we don't know. So let alone all other things.
Okay? Tendida tatu chine, and nguni get the dewa in dogina, dewa said the shun yo mare. Dewa said the nani segure.
So anyway, so the real happiness, especially the everlasting, the forever happiness, only comes from inside, cannot come from outside.
저랑 출로라 빼나 캄바 nguni bilingwala na yochi. Ta mota ta teleconchewa. Tayado, hoyado, chuyado tan troda bomda bilingchewana. Semetiwomena mitra deche yongmare.
So externally, even if you have very, very fancy, expensive house, like $1 billion of house, right? $1 billion, worth of house, and you have the best car, and you have all the jewelries, all the kinds of clothes that you can think of. But if you don't have inner peace, will you be happy? No, right?
Today, the tenile tenebena, tizambena, benjo chembo, kera chembo, shedanzo, kashikache, and dusani hinodra, mamoyongdoa. So
because of that, right? Because of not having the inner peace, then many famous people, they commit suicide.
Tenina one manzo chirun jichala go marewatna, te go res, kosejo res.
So in that case, don't we need all these external things then? We do need, right? We do need, but there's a limit.
But
our mind doesn't have limit, right? Do we put a limit on the things that we have? Say, oh, this is enough now, I don't need any more. Do we ever think like that?
Yes.
Couple.
Like example, Tambo Manzo Bena, Kamba Mayo Kablaya, the Tambo Sozo Kamba, Kana de Kamba, Kamba Yakundo Sambre. Then the Kamba Alenga Kamba, such a del go to Kajakar. And the Kamba de chair go to spend a pitch and things on the youngers. Make a chibare.
So we always, want to have better and more, right? Like if we don't, when we were just, renting a house, we think, oh, I wish I would have a house. And when you have a house, and you say, oh, I wish I would have a house in this place. Or I wish I could have a house in like that kind of house, that kind of house. So always, want to have more and more, never satisfied with what we have.
Tengo mi kange kan rotan le mi kange ka takaro. Tam khowe ke mi sakan ba sem nam to le tan khowe ke jetang ro ba se. Ngado non truth ke mare.
So that's how we are, right? The worldly people, the ordinary worldly people, all think in that way, in the same way.
But zambul la mudde sejo to sura sana chozo sulap sarse.
Who is the richest person in the world now? Is it still Bill Gates? No?
So Amazon guy? Oh, he's the worst person. Mare. Karo.
Richest?
Mare. Pangu.
Poorest person. He's the poorest person.
Court tanda chene. Je cheshu tita samaya chushe interest ndamilla.
So the richest person is the person who is contentment, right? The person with the contentment is the richest person. So he doesn't have a contentment, right? So maybe. You don't know?
Who has?
He could be content.
So.
콜라 조시에 그래서.
Sula.
나 미주초서들아.
조시가 다친다 탄다 Amazon laps다. Amazon 그 비 너블리 찾아 지구가 다시 그랬어 가지. 사가 총강 모다 강다서 아무로 그거 그것도 나도 맞춘 가르치게 거든.
So he's not satisfied because he wants to have everything, right? He wants to be able to be the person to sell everything, and not just the electronic things. Now he wants to sell the house, cars, everything, and the clothes and everything. Now he wants to be able to control the whole world.
Well, what if he believes is doing good, is doing convenience and cheaper stuff to the world? What if his motivation is not the money, control? We don't know that.
그런 게다 굴론디 배셔사이 멤버제 다 믿어서라 다 잘라 공 대보다 안 답 대보지네 근데 잘라 때토야 뭐 때토야 선바 때토야기 삼록현에 되는 거기 제바이나 때 야부라
제가 있는데 야버데 다 총바 탈 드리칭인데 다 파시 갈리카오래.
Yeah, if he did that with that motivation, then of course it's good. But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know that, and we don't know this either. So, but looking at a business person, do you think they will do for like that?
Yeah.
No, you never know because Bill Gates, right? It's not the money he cares about. It's about giving back for Bill Gates, right? So he's billionaire. It's not about the money. He gives away most of his
Give
money
back
now.
so we can take tax deductions too.
Well, that's then that's a tax law that's given.
Otherwise, you have to give away more money.
So you don't know. We don't know.
Right, but we're making a comment that we know. We're making a comment that they're not.
That's right, yeah.
But we're making a comment as if we know, right?
Yeah.
야. 된다 오치는 거는 소소 강 여와티 단 잠링 거는 밑쪽으로 로빠지나 당근에 그 여와티 고쳐걸 봤어.
Yeah, then of course, if you do that for that reason,
Yeah.
right? We're saying that, I'm assuming that they are not doing for that reason, then of course it's. But still, even though they give, but they still have expectation to have more, right? Even the Bill Gates wants to be the Microsoft to be the best one, and I always get more and more from there, So it is not already said about that. Of course, he thinks, if I get more, then I can do more like that. Even though he's thinking like that, still he wants to have more, So in general, like as an ordinary person, that's a very common thing. And if you're not ordinary, of course, that's a different case. But for ordinary person, it's very common to think like that. But anyway, if Geshe is saying like if he does for that good reason, then of course it's good.
배나 잠들래 가서 배나 밑쪽으로 로빠지거나 벤조만 가서 답이 채면도 벤조도 그거야 이러고 뭐네.
So of course we need the money. Having money is good, because you can help a lot of people. So all the poor people in the world, you want to help them, you can't just help them with the mind, right?
Yeah.
You have to give them, feed them, give them clothes, give them food. So you need money for that.
뭐네 가요 로에 가도 배나 로빠도 레도 배 채면가나 채자 칼라면가나 칼라죠 돌로면가나 돌로죠 랑가메다 랑가서도 뭐네 가요 로에 펜도레도
So not just talking, but actually doing in action, like giving food to the people who needs food, giving clothes to the people who needs clothes, helping build a road in the countries where there's no road, all these things are very, very good.
배나 단다 배나 단담량도 이식이 줄는데 와 뭐네 명감에서라 명가잡 즉다 랍랍메다 랍랍 빼면서 로바이버 채거래 뭐네 가요 로에 펜도레와.
So like some Christianities or many Christian the people, they do this a lot, right? The Christians, they help the Christian religion, and they help a lot of people by opening schools and hospitals and helping people in that way. So it's really, really good.
당한서 남북이 쇼견의 셈전도 대화는 대외제는 담라치 셈전도 연하자 라고다. 저런 나건 걸어 적수지는 나도 공로사거든 와.
But as a Buddhist, we always say, may all sentient beings be happy, right? May all sentient beings be free from suffering. All the time we do that in the morning. But if somebody just pokes on your nose, you get very angry easily, right? Right away.
배나도 그래서대 배나 저랑 배나 가서 냠렘바 yen데메 뭐 마사지가 뭐지 잘라야 쫓주나 디급잖아 냠렘바 이미 하고 그랬어.
So whether you are a practitioner or not, you will find out whether you are a practitioner or not. When somebody insults you in front of many people.
그래봐. 나도 두 전에도 당아 약타지야. 미 약타지 건 쌈데 그랬어.
When you are not insulted or abused or scolded, at that time you think, yeah, I'm a good practitioner.
예. 말 남주
Generally.
다 된데 뭐 나도 저런데 너도 좀 동발 주치다. 되게 뭐 마부지 않고 그래 생각도.
But at the time, in front of so many people, if you are insulted or poked or done something bad to you, so I say something bad to you, then you really get angry easily. That will show you, that's really good practice.
더 송도 근데 뒤가블랑도 간도 세매야 간도 세매 나자시 주인보래 배나 나도 노르메 나도 따따이 삼 주인보러 딱 저러면 저는 난고 나자시 짜르고 여러
So we have this sense of kind of arrogance, right? Thinking that I'm good, I'm not bad at all like that. But at that time, when you are poked and in front of so many people, then you gets very easily angry. Then that shows, I'm not really that good.
그래서 나도 미가가 소소 따와 주인보래 여러 따와 되게 아니 나도 가디나 강에 짜야 되게.
And we all have this strong view about ourselves, right? So I'm a good person like that, So that gives us all the troubles.
근데 간터 둘로 참아 간주고 삼로 당다지래 뭐죠. 공원이 비긴 저와서 땅가 만나. 삼로 당다게 고파 준전고.
So that is all in the mind, right? That is all in the mind. So by taming or by training your mind, you can fix that.
대 인명이 따질 배나 간주 조보지 미 롱아지 맞도지 롱아지 치지. 와, 저랑 빼 야버려 되자. 뭐 저는 게임들 로츠 정도라나. 무슨 생각 가와체가 나왔어.
So like say, so somebody see you after a very long time, maybe like 4 or 5 years after you see them, they see you, and then they say, oh, you look very young again. You haven't aged at all. You feel very happy, right?
Right. Wow, you look same as before. Like the Western tradition, right? You feel, if you don't say, I'm not talking to you guys, just for all of us. You feel, oh, I'm good. Right? Just if you don't say that, just you feel very good. So I say, oh, what happened? Are you okay? Are you going to say something? Maybe you don't have anything wrong. My 5 years, but they say, you feel a little bit thinner. Are you okay? You have any problems? Even if you don't say that, you feel, oh, it's terrible. There's something wrong. Go into 그 파주 들어가는 거 이제 와킨 보여 말아.
So
거기서 도는 거 말이야. 삼로다나 지금 제가 용도해.
it's just in the word, right? It's just their word, versus our own thing. So there's nothing different in ourselves, whether they say young or old. What we are. So it doesn't make a difference. But from the way mind thinks, like, oh, they say I look young, so the mind thinking like that makes you feel happy.
Right? tenli samsang aleng ngoni nganzu 대화도 dunga nganzu 생각원이 책도 samsang nganzu koala 팽그랬다.
So from there we can see that, oh, it's all in the mind, right? My mind thinks like that, and then I feel happy. My mind thinks like that, then I feel unhappy. Like that. So from there we can come to understand it's mostly the mind.
Of course we have to check ourselves, nganzu gengo 맞아야다. 아니 가로다 자파 맞아야 당연히 답이 제대로 왔어서 답이 가르쳐야 제대로 제고로 왔어.
So of course, we have to do, externally, not just thinking that in the mind. So in the mind, if you think I'm happy, you'll be happy, and if you think I'm healthy, you'll be healthy. It's not like that, right? You still have to take care physically. You have to, make sure that you don't eat junk foods, and you don't, you take care of your health, do exercise, and so forth. You have to do that in order to keep your body healthy. Just by mind thinking your body is healthy, your body doesn't become healthy. But of course, mind, affects a lot, on your body. So if your mind is happy, then your body doesn't age that much. So if your mind is happy and you take, good care of your body, then you will not age at all. I mean, of course you will age, but your body doesn't look, that old at all.
nganzu maa chega susu to jang kalja de gros ngana sonro ani mi khajin gon zambli ge tandar bena tambur mi chendo bana pen zambli kol kale jago peo na kale ta jago yore kadi na mi hora shin gase de yore da ta gono jachi chapshitera ko ta kingo mo was.
So we are always thinking about ourselves, right? How do I earn money for myself? How to buy a house for myself, car for myself? It's always thinking about myself, right? For myself. But someone who's thinking about others, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, always thinking about other people, especially the Tibetans, right? All the Tibetans is always talking about that. I mean, caring about that, thinking about them, doing things for them, and of course for the whole world. It's always thinking, and people, so many people complaining about him, right? Going against him, protesting against him, all these things. But his mind is very happy, right? So therefore, even if he's so old, I mean, by age he's 84, 83, 84, but he still looks very healthy and very young, much younger than he is. So, of course, externally doing the exercises and taking care of your health is very good, very important also. Like, there's Japanese people, right? They do that a lot. So even though they're very old, but they look very young. So as we grow old, of course, because mind, is traveling in our body, through the veins, right? So when our body becomes old, the body, the flesh, become old, then the veins, also like kind of shrink. Then the mind cannot travel so much into that, and that makes the mind become less functional, meaning like you can't think properly or forget the things easily and things like that.
코란 로사기 아니 수보는 그 짜도 좀 해와야나 아니 시바디가 같이 또 말해.
So the mind is like the electricity, but electricity can't travel without the wires, right? So the you need the wires, for the electricity, to get, to the bulb and light, So all this, just like that, mind, needs to have the veins, to run over.
그래서 단 세력세가 남는데 전 지체하게 변화 아니 시바 대다 된 로사기 짜대 빠르게 대자버라 때니 아니 내리 레바가 로타나 때니 니쳐가 뭐니 한 시반 로타는 남게 짜들고 이제 왔다 짜디 빠르잡네 다 가로 된 시작으로.
So wherever the mind travels and on the vein, then the vein makes different reaction. It gets a different reaction. So then science, they can't see the mind, but they can see the vein. So they see the different reactions in the vein, and they say, oh, this is happening this is happening this. So by seeing that, they can tell, what's happening. Have you heard about the science, saying where is the vein for anger, the anger vein? No.
그냥 어떻게 고려도 다 제사 가는 뭐 간지 근데 요새 간지 그 간지 샘 추운 참말라 짜든 추운 거로 와. 대 빨만다 같아요. 이거에서 봐.
So yeah, I think I heard somewhere, but I don't know exactly. So there's when your mind is disturbed, the vein also reacts in a different way. So from that they can tell, oh, okay, this vein is for anger.
대매제 배낭 touch.
George teacher.
Yes.
Bob.
Do you mean veins as the blood vessels are veins or the nerve? Like the nervous system?
다시 nerve
Nerve system.
Yeah. The nerve center.
Nerve system.
Yeah. Okay. 간지 두 전에 배나 나도 시바당 미 수보 작은 로당다도 차상 내가 쇼 제대대 간지 드리 짜치 고서나 시바드는 반로 도요 말이야.
So if the vein of the nerve is cut, then the mind cannot go through that, right? So then it will not be able to function.
답변은 나도 더 미만도 자르고도 미만도 저때 다 뒤에 미 통역이 시바든 로사가 짤 쫀쇼로 다때 짤이 가와 쫀쇼다 가리 쫀쇼다 그냥 가서 남비 주고 그 러시 는 짤인데 쫀쇼도 러시 자 도마 다 텔레비전나 온다 와지 주종을 같이 주종이 주종하지 건들 나가도.
So we have the I. That's what we say the I consciousness. So I consciousness is the mind, that makes you, makes you to be able to see the things. So if that mind cannot travel to the I, organ, through the nerves or the nerves, then you will not be able to see. So if there's some problem with the nerves, then I consciousness cannot travel to that. And then, of course, the doctor will say, oh, because of this nerve problem in that area, that's why the person is not able to see. But actually, it is the mind consciousness, the I consciousness, that cannot go to the eye organ.
Okay, 다들 좀 테레비로 당하고 당에 대해서 마시는 것도 안 테레비하고 시험해, 그렇죠?
So anyway, that's something related with the science, and I'm not really qualified enough to talk about science.
그렇죠? 강사를 당한도 수수 대화도나 가디나 수수 샘도 다 보자고 다때 남배 주 로자요 나면래.
So the mainly, like I mentioned earlier, it's all mind. So if we tame the mind, then we can have happiness we want.
Okay? 아니 가디나 뭐 코바 첨보 쳐야지. 뭐 코바 첨보 되지 그랬어.
So always be broad-minded.
아니 롤러지.
Be relaxed.
Okay? 된 로타래. 아니 강연으로 쳐봐야 아니 지고 응암바 맞아왔지 아니 갈래 강연나 강연 세요로 와.
So even if one gets into problems, don't be so nervous, don't be so agitated, because even the problem can be solved. That's the good thing about problem, right? It can be solved.
배낭 가서 배낭 멋지게야 미몽볼라 대화해도 그래 멋지게 몸을 삼아 맞아왔지도 그래.
So one person can give happiness to many people, and then can also cause, harm or unhappiness to many people.
배나 난 더불어 하고 뭐도 너도 배나 아마세테 딴 나한테 연하면은 가서 아마도 들이 세마지거나 미타마 헬레 보고도 바와도 강가페지. 들이 아마 그러서는 미 강가진 기마 받을 용거랬어.
So like in Tibet, the mother is the main person of the house, of the family, right? If the mother is happy, then everybody is very happy, relaxed. If the mother is not happy, then other people in the member of the house also is not happy. They couldn't even like move around and say, what happened, what happened? They're not happy.
너를 근데 하면 어때? 아마
Is it like that here?
네, 그리고 간지
Huh?
It's a saying. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
그러다 아마서도 뭐는 전에 빼면서 네바치 모여서 왔어.
So mother has a very strong power in the family, right?
아니 땅부름 죄송도 땅부름 집에나 샴다 이제 그빼 네바초도 아마서는 종소성도 와.
So His Holiness also says, that he learned about love and compassion from his mother.
다나 지금 아주 남에서 나 마저 남게 다다니 bes음지점 파지는 라고 말했어. 파저 남게서 했대.
So also in Buddhism we always talk about mother sentient beings. It doesn't say father sentient beings, right?
Sorry for others. 아니 얘는 배나 가서 부고로 제와서는 배나 자샤 전에 배나 자샤 빠지 죽주도 주지 아니 부고다 배나 부고든 저와데 빠와든 저와 마다 부고든 저와 빠지 아만 저와 배나 아만 저와 마 배나 자샤 빠지 눈주 자시.
So most of the children, right? Most of the children, like maybe about 70, 80% of the children have stronger connection with mother than with father. Is that true?
Father doesn't take care. No, not like that. Pena ami pena dawagula. Dawagula ami shad pun rene de or what shadrene.
So that's because from the beginning, right, mother carried the child in her womb for like 9 months, mixed with her body.
Tingi pena ami parkita pu par sewa de missing mandala just tako tabaran de shu gaja do ngado resheja matawachi.
So that also kind of made a strong connection, right? Like a stronger bond or ties, between the mother and child.
Teresa ngaraso semje kagala machi suzu puchila sewa jewaina ani ngado kadena kangen chega mares semje jen semje tabiro.
So just like a mother has that affectionate love towards a child, if we can have that kind of love towards all sentient beings, then there will be no problem at all.
Tandwala bena ngado bena ta chichina memba ngone injerwa bugula ami gomasha tregmado wa chemba yite ani buguda ama nyamdo nyecho mando was ngamomna ngado pekawana bena nge amala bugu chuyer ani lo tabata lo chile bugu chi tijima mewaji ganje bugu lo nga tuina tanda ama namanda dewata ani bugu lo chi ni sumena ama nyam nyedewa den mambo yoris.
So here, maybe it's because of the medical reason or something, that the mothers don't feed, the breastfeed, to all the child, right? Could be some problem, because of that. But in Tibet, it's not like that. It's always. Here also, people don't let the children sleep with them after some time, right? So maybe within a year or two, they'll be separated, in the cribs. But in like Tibet, Geshe say his mother gave birth to 10 children. So that he's, even like the children when they were like 4 or 5 years old, they were still sucking, milk from his mother's breast. So they sleep like until they really need, to go separate. They never separate them like that.
Today that Urgyen bena 단단한 것도 보고 배가 보고 첨부 bena 로 종아지로 찾아나 안에 아마 냠도 때 니야라나 보고 미서 초아 레고 들어가지. today 단단 라고도
So that creates even stronger, bond, with the mother, the child, and so nowadays even like children who are like 14, 15 years old, if they get to sleep with their mother, they have like special feelings. So because of maybe mother's affection. So here, if like 15 years old, if the son sleeps with the mother, then people have wrong ideas, right? So anyway, mother's affectionate love, towards child is very, very powerful. Something that we cannot explain in the words.
Suma Suzu Kamigo Lamatuya, Sulego Machine, Rojachik was.
So like, the bond between mother and child is very strong in that way, but here, it's not like that, right? So when from young age, you are separated into cribs, and then of course, when they reach 18, then they are like, you say goodbye to them, right? Send them away. And unless the child doesn't, the child cannot take care of himself or herself, and then he will come back again. Otherwise, if they're good, then they will be gone, right? If they're not good, then they will come back again.
Anyway, Tenley also pena. The Pumbo to Tanga Chani pena. Murita, and it's not ever cheddar. And it's something chayong with it.
And so even from the formation of the body, the female and males, the female have more love or compassion.
And Tango just want to pen. Zambling, Pombokanga, Pomochina, Pachi, Zambilla, my dear.
So His Holiness also mentioned that if the head of the countries, of all the countries in the world, are women, then maybe there will be less, fightings, less war.
Yeah. So
in general, it's mostly the guys, right? The men, who gets into fight, into battle, into wars.
In that something YouTube Facebook promoting Tranjin. So
nowadays, let's say he sees sometimes, the videos in the YouTube or on the Facebook, like girls fighting, with each other, or guys fighting with the girls, and then at that time the long hair is a disadvantage for the girls. They can pull the hair and so once somebody grabs your hair, is that it? Then you can't do much, is it? So because of that, the women in the army or in the police don't have a long hair, right? Not only women, but even men, right? You're not supposed to have long hair. Even the women, they can keep long hair in the police, in the police or army, yeah. So that's Geshe-la's thought. He thinks maybe like that's the reason why they cut hair. Like guys, they have a short hair, because if they have a long hair and if somebody grabs their hair, they can't do much, right?
Anyway, and shortly, and a pemic trust at the any pemic the start chowing.
So on the other hand, it's a beauty, right? To have a long hair, that's the beauty, that increases beauty in women.
And tell it in the Chabam.
And then it gives a lot of attachment, right? So you have a lot of attachment to your hair. A lot of attachment. That's the reason why monks and nuns, they shave their hair. To give up the attachment to their hair. So of course, not to have attachment, and then less work, right? You don't have to take care of it, you don't have to worry about it, so you don't have to spend money on it and all these things. If you don't have it, right, it's so much easier.
Okay, I'm not talking about bad things, okay? It's just general,
Don't go and shave your head.
Okay, anyway, why have to talk about that? 나도 말 나가도 안 했는데 트레도 안 용도 아 내도 그 남기 놓다래가 갈 못하지 트레도 했어 나 차서 부모도야 아니 잘라 잡아만 제기도 했어.
That's how generally it is, right? It's true, right? It's not just Buddhism making up, but it's true, right? That if you have a hair, you have more attachment. Do girls have more attachment for their hairs?
Yeah. 아니 보도소에 봐나 부모자 용에 되면은 자 용에 될거 뭐가지.
So even the man, right? Man likes the woman with the hair than with no hair, right? Compared to the hair and no hair, they will choose the woman with the hair.
들이다 대고 가지. I don't know. Anyway, 들이다 가터를 가지고 샘대 마 다보잡 즉 수수지 다보잡잖아. 너도 곰마부 자마는 되게res. 로조 마부 제마는 되게res.
So, and so mainly is to control our mind, to like train ourselves, to think in the proper way. That way, it will be, that if we are able to do that, then, everything else is not very important, like studying, practicing meditation. All this is not important as long as if we can keep our mind controlled.
아니, 기부터 마들 랍자들이요. 아니, 란셈 만투스, 젠셈 만투스, 란셈 만투스, 수수셈 두 만투스. 아니, 젠지셈 만투스.
기부를 가라, 기부라.
아, 말 수수셈 만투지. 되지. 아니, 젠베셈 만투스. 수수 젠jen이 메젠박셈 만투지.
So don't get your mind disturbed with this kind of thoughts, and then also don't disturb other people's mind by doing things, to them, or by saying or doing things to them.
다 미사 간이 거서나면 남주변나 라보체다. 파파로이나 그 서도와치 섬진 중을 지워 버려나 코데들 그것거든. 다 심이다. 그래서 찍다 좀 되자고도 되게 많이 봐고 그랬어.
So don't be bothered, by all these small things in your life. If you don't care about it, it doesn't matter. But if you care too much about it, then even small things can cause a lot of anxieties and worries in your mind. So it says be like an elephant and a pig. The pig and elephant, if the small things go around, they don't care. They just sit there, do their own things. But like cats and a mouse, if something goes around, they jump up. Even small things can freak them up. So don't be like that.
Okay, now I talk this. 다 나중에 라고하는 데에 배자대 샹주 쇼주 첨보. 아니 오늘 수고 샘 따보자가 배자 이 따고나다 쇼주들 나와 배자 요 말했어.
So to learn about how to control, how to tame our mind, there's no better text than the text that we're studying now. It's called the Guide to the Bodhisattva Way of Life.
아니 처음에 코로 사오지나 쇼주 내가 두바데 테마 줄로도 저런 거 쌈도 때는 저한테 그래. 땡땡도 그래.
So if you are an angry person, easily gets angry, then there's a chapter on patience. So how to be patient, and that will help you. So he says if you read that whole chapter, read that, and again, 10 times, your anger will be much lessened.
Okay. 어떻게 됐다? 네가 샤주고 셈사. 샤주고 셈사에 나도 질래 지켜봐야나. 나도 가디나 콘도사고 말해. 나도 가디나 나도 멜란 욕도시고 말했어.
And so then also here the talking about the bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is altruistic mind, right? The mind always thinking about the benefit of others, or caring about others, benefiting others. And so if you develop that kind of mind, then you will not have problem with other people at all.
근데 샤주고 셈 다당가도 질래 샤주고 셈 바지 요 말. 샤주고 셈 질래 시바 싸바지 가도 깨고 그래.
So that kind of altruistic attitude, is very not easy to be developed, not easy to generate. Right now we don't have that. It's a new mind for us. We don't have that mind, so it's a new mind which has to be generated.
Okay. 다 가서 쇼로간 이제 챕터 레그니 바기 아니 쇼로간 이제 따르부터 바지 랍사바인 바 이거 자서로 와. 아니 네가 가서 오는 배나 아니 샤저고 셈 jelati와라 너도 셈바다 싸마서고 그래.
And so here in this, we're studying now the second chapter, which is talking about the purification, right? So, the bodhicitta or the altruistic attitude is a very special mind. In order to be able to generate that, you have to clean the mind, on your mind first, before you can generate that. And so it's all talking about that here in this second chapter.
아니 가서 내가 당부대 가르려고 나 아니 샤주고 셈과 배에서 말이 샤주고 셈사의 배에 좀 보래스.
And so in the first chapter it talks about the benefits of the bodhicitta, altruistic attitude.
나는 니바데 된저게 배에 좀 보고 샤주고 셈데 나 되니 샤주고 셈 깨버라 가르쳤나 싸마서고 그래. 너도 셈도 싸마서고 그래스.
And so in the second chapter it talks about if you want to generate that kind of bodhicitta in your mind, then how do you generate it? So in order to be able to generate that, you have to, create the condition for it, right? So remove all the bad conditions and create all the good conditions, for you to be able to generate the mind of enlightenment.
배자가 되리 장하게 나라야 군주 내가 첨보지 연구나 주 나타마 속으로 와.
So just like, if you are going to invite very important, person in your house, then you're going to, clean up the house, right? You not leave it messy, you clean up the whole house, tidy it.
삼성 가도 샤베 봐. 가도 생데 변에 칼라 직사 리시데 때자 니자 생비 따다 강데 봐. 트라시 백도 비 트라시 따다 강데 넘지 샤샤게나. 금전에나 자동 짬마서 제가 파 베그로 왔어.
So normally we might just leave our dishes, the dirty dishes, in the sink, right? So maybe until it gets full, and until it gets filled up, or even like trash, the trash can is completely full until it's completely full. We'll still leave it there. But if somebody very important, is coming to our house, then we'll clean up all those things, right? So this very important mind of bodhicitta, to invite that in our mind, we have to first clean up our mind.
다 내가 데려가도 솔로가 이제 니시 답들이 많고 가서 다 내만 놓고 요래서 돼.
And so it's in the verse 26. I think we went through that, and then 27.
And 다 내만 가래셔나 다 짜마 가래서 그러나 가서 샘 마롱아도 매워서 고 요래.
So how do we clean up our mind? By by purifying those wrong minds, wrong thoughts.
아니 대세와라다 그냥 안에 또 시단데 보고 매워서 고 그래서. 네가 샤베 다 샤바서 송 거야 말.
So we should purify the negativities, negative actions, that we have created. And how do we do that? Is by applying the four opponent powers.
알와. 근데 다 나도 되게 시작은 수르 녀바. 다 나도 녀바라 그래서 녀바세 간지.
So the misdeeds, the negative actions or the misdeeds that we have created in the past, we should purify them.
간지 나도 내가 노르들이 제와나 아니 나도 teleta 녀바다 샤고 그러와.
And so if we have made a mistake, then we should understand that as a mistake and purify that.
아니 보고 된다겠지 내가 전에 밤에 녀바다 다나야 밤에 녀바자 그러와 되게 집어넣어.
So like if the child makes a mistake and then if he mixed up, then the mother or the father will reward the child. It's just like that.
그러와. 아니 딘디기 또 시세야 돼. 아니 다 가와노 송바리 수유 송바리 나와야나. 아니 산지 좀 된다고 송와인 말이.
And so this practice of the four opponent powers is mentioned by Buddha.
아니 저도 세고다면 너무 동의와. 티나 송도지도 마무 너뉴와지.
So there's a sutra. The sutras are the teaching given by Buddha himself, directly by himself, not through other people, but by himself. So that's called I think it's
Golden Sutra.
Golden, because a stalk sutra, something like that. And so that there it talks a lot about all these practices of the four opponent powers.
와 아니 다처럼 녀바도 싸여와야나 아니 녀바다 가래지네 아니 매워서 그래서 와 녀바도 싸여와나 아니 또 시단 되거나 싸고 그래서 와.
And so if we have created negative karmas, which we have, right, a lot, we should purify that with the four opponent powers.
다 딘디 또 시작했나 아니 담보대 아니 남바 순집에 따오세요 그래서.
And so of the four opponent powers, the first one is the power of regret.
아니 대표 미도죠. 남바 순집에 따서 가지 소소가 녀바지 제나다 정말 송선 가지 고다하시고 그래.
So regret, is to feel bad about what we did, right? So if we did something bad and then we feel bad, oh, I should not have done that. So that thought, that feeling is called regret.
남중가도 미들 코로나와이나 고다라나 미드 코로 마시를 백도와.
So if we made somebody angry and then later we go and say sorry, then that helps the person to overcome the anger, right?
그러와. 나도 밤마다 보고 지나잖아. 소리 납고 그래서 밤마다 납건데 룸마들이야 또 빼야고 나고도.
And so also the parents, they teach the children, to say sorry. Right? So if you did something bad or made some mistake, then you have to say sorry. So that's a really good advice, the parents give here to their children.
어떤 나도 미친보다 남친 두바잖아. 파도 진짜 고달라나 아니. It's okay like those.
So even among the adults, so when you get into a fight and later someone come and say sorry, then you say, oh, it's okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So then you get both, settled.
고달라면 그 파든 두루시 되더라 와서.
So if nobody has said sorry, then they always have this, the anger, towards each other, right?
어디 고도는 다들 고달라야 되더라.
So that holding that grudge, towards each other all the time. So unless somebody said it. So if you haven't said sorry, then just say sorry. Then that will pacify that anger.
다 고다 가나 안 가진 좀 와서 상글이 걸어. 대나 그 고달랍토 걸어. 땡들 와서 삼면은 고달랍토 말어.
So the reason why you say sorry is because you feel bad for what you did, right? what you did was not right, so you feel bad about that. Therefore you say sorry. So if you didn't think, then you would not be able to say sorry, right? You wouldn't say sorry if you didn't feel that was bad, or it was, and even if not just necessarily saying thing, but even like making that person feel bad. And so therefore you have to understand the mistake, mistake as a mistake. If you didn't see the mistake, yeah, of course that was a mistake, but if you didn't see that as a mistake, then you will not be able to feel sorry. So, something that you did, to cause other person to be unhappy or to be angry like that, that's the misdeed, right? So even if you didn't have that motivation, but by doing something accidentally, if you had caused, a bad thing to other person, then that's also a mistake. So thinking that, feeling regret, feeling bad about that, and then, feeling sorry, would be the power for regret. Have you ever got into fight? With people, with somebody? No, never? Verbal fight. Verbal fight. Kai there, two body. Yeah. No, not here, right? In this country, not very common. No, the physical fight is not very common.
Just done.
Yeah.
In Tibet, they do a lot of physical fighting, not just verbal, but physical fighting. Boxing, right? Fist fighting. In India, they use a lot of sandals. They especially the women, they come with the sandals and then slap you with it. Even verbal fight here is not very common, right? I mean, you don't see people getting into verbal fight so much here. Maybe mostly it's text fighting. Text fighting.
How are you? Oh, that's you. You do
the text fighting, say all the bad things and cruel things in the text, and then when you see in the face, you say, "Hi, how are you doing?" That's all fake, right? So that I have seen. I've seen a lot. That is a fake, right? That about like smiling and saying, "How are you doing?"
Conflict.
To
avoid the conflict, people are fake to each other. But when they're behind the email, they don't have the face.
That's right.
Yeah. 간제 제가 도울 전에 배나 이메일로 땅 도와라. 전주 주마서 게티 말하는 데가 서는 줘봤지기도 해.
And so anyway, after sending the text message or email, you feel bad later, right? It says, "Oh, I should not have said that, I should not have texted that, or I should not have emailed that," like that. You feel bad like that sometime?
제가 말한다. 가서 배나 고르서 나 쇼로다. 근데 제가도 제일 강요 말아. 비게 식신데 딱 당사로 왔어. 이게 딱 먹어.
So, when you were angry, you don't, think that way, right? So you're angry, you're doing out of anger, then you say all the bad words you can say. You text, and texting, writing, typing is not difficult for you, right? You can, while looking at that or talking to somebody, you can type it here easily. So later, then you realize, when you're not angry, then you realize, "Oh, I should not have said that. What I said was bad."
오단 줘봐서 된대가 안간 놀도 선나 저런 거 주마티 이만이 아주 대 말하고 배기도 되는 용도.
So that feeling is called regret. Right? So that feeling, "Oh, I should not have done that. That was not good for me to do that," and all like that. So that feeling, that kind of thinking is called regret.
그 빼는 것이 뭐 된대가 줘봐도면나 아니 나도 대 샤고도 somebody 용어 말했어.
So that one is very important in this practice of purification, because if you don't have that feeling, thinking, "Oh, what I did was wrong, what I should not have done that feeling," then you will not think about correcting it, right? You will not think about purifying it. So in order to engage in the practice of purification, having regret is very, very important.
Teresa Ganzo Tonsha, Shishana, Nebala Neban Tonsums, Tola, that Hakosra, Telanacha di Batagres.
So in the practice of the downfall confession and also in the general confession, we always talk about, did you see the mistake as mistake? Yeah. And then do you make a promise not to create that kind of mistake again? It says that, right? And then you say yes. So of course, for in our case, even that is very difficult, right? In order to do the practice of purification, we need to have that regret, thinking that, oh, what I did was wrong. And we don't think that, oh, she did wrong, he did wrong, like that. Always point at others, to be the wrong person, not ourselves. And so, whatever bad things that we have done, either physically, verbally, or mentally, out of attachment, out of anger, out of jealousy, miserliness, and so forth. So, whatever, those are the motivation that pushes us to do those things, either physically or verbally, right? And so, so those actions that we have created through those bad thoughts, that is the one that we should have regret towards.
Okay, then the Tibetan Samita, Nibagana, and Tenji Tops, Te Chen, Te Hakon, Ta, Sura Robache, the Robagodus. And then Shurota being a do, no need the Tenji Top, Shancho Semna, Jumbo said the embarrass. Today, Nani, that thing on the chart, that Temevanaya, and the Koso Tuji and Denda, Yamo Suzu Gagan de la Suna, Tanga Pest, Sasos, Tanga Robot Sorochis, Yajing as a Tashi the owner, or Tuchayores, Tenji Top said.
And so, so after you make a mistake, after you have realized that you have made a mistake, then you say, oh, I should not have done. Now what should I do in order to purify the sin that I've created, to wash that away? What should I do? So then you seek help. So usually the actual, then second is the power of basis. So the basis on which you can purify this negative karma. And normally, or actually, the power of basis is referring to the refuge and bodhicitta. So the refuge is like taking refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha for the mistakes that you have created in relation to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And then bodhicitta, in order to purify the negative karmas, created in relation to the sentient beings. So to them, you have the altruistic attitude. So you need those two. Although if you don't have that, then usually you can go to the temples, like in front of the statues in the temple, like Christians they do in the churches, right? They go to the church and then purify like that. That's like the power of basis, based on which they can purify the negative karmas.
Ani teji ta teji la ta teji ani nyembo ko ta tere ani tenji to ta su nyembo gom ko nyembo tika ju top che ko na ta ani bena ngandu yigjan do ya tongshan de ya ani shan sa ya koraji ya odo ya le ko.
So and then after that comes so then now you have the basis on which you can do the purification practice. So what is the purification practice? What is the actual purification practice? That's the practice that you do. Any kind of practice that you do, especially like in the recommended or assigned practice in Buddhism, we have like the 100-syllable mantra, right? The Bodhisattva mantra, or meditating on loving kindness, compassion, emptiness, or like doing prostrations. Doing prostrations or circumambulating, making offerings and so forth. All this kind of practice are actual practice, right? The actual purification practice. So that's the power of antidote. They could call it power of antidote. So the first one is power of regret, then power of the basis, and then power of antidote. So the actual antidote to purify that is your practice.
And then
after that, so once you have purified it, then you say, oh, that's good. Now I should not do this, even at the cost of my life. Like that. The kind of you make a promise. So you make a promise. That's called the power of promise. So the fourth one is called power of promise. So like if you get into a fight with your spouse, husband or wife, and then you feel like, oh, that was so bad. So that's the power of regret. And then now, oh, I will not do it. So you do something to make up with that. Also give a present or something like that, right? to make her happy. And then that's like the power of endear. And then after that you say, oh no, I'm not going to say this kind of things again. I'm not going to do this kind of things again to her. So that's the power of promise.
Okay?
So if you do those practice, all those 4 opponent power practice, then you'll not get into a fight again, right? Because you made a promise not to do that, so you will think about that and you will not do it, So then you will not get into a fight or problem again.
Okay. 아니 다시 오늘 잠들 준 대하셔 되는 샤샤기.
You stop the river.
잠들이죠.
With the
쇼놈 걸라 슈바에 조선제당 샤샤섬 투제 전부 나놈라 담모잖네 소바나스.
soil,
아,
소바.
소바는다. 아니 디바샤세가 이해라야시. 다 소다 버려 소다고로.
So let's read this verse 27 and then we'll stop here. So with folded hands, I beseech the fully awakened ones present in all directions and greatly compassionate Bodhisattvas.
그러봐. 아니 쇼천의 주변 상제당, 샤조 샘바당. 아니 이제 두제 진보절랑 샤조 샘바도랑에 탈모샤네다. 꾸지꾸지가 로봇으로 지스타 소다 그래.
So you beseech, with the folded hands, to all the Buddhas, like the fully awakened ones means the Buddhas, then present in all 10 directions, of all 10 directions, and to greatly compassionate Bodhisattvas, the Buddhas and so it's basically saying Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So you beseech them with a folded hand to help you to purify the negativities.
어다 빼샤지나 간도 소소 니바로 보나 강이로잖아. 딱 로래야 꾸치꾸치가 로봇으로 지스만데 빼사서 로봇으로 지나게 와 대치 바래.
And so like if you have committed a crime or broken a law, right? And then you realize, oh, that was broken law. So that's the power of like a regret, And then you say, okay, now what should I do? I should seek help, from a lawyer. And so that's the power basis. And then the lawyer tell you to do this, then that becomes the powers, like that. So it's like taking refuge, in the Buddha Dhamma and Sangha, asking for help, to purify those negativities.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Do you have any questions? that told me the chairman rock and the young Yabusha, Tamachu, seven John Romer, Elon Jomer, Hani and the lock, and it some data, some 10 John over.
So yeah, it's very important to study this, again and again, not just once. Once, you won't get much. So if you read again, maybe 2, 3, even like 10, 20 times, more you read, and then better you will understand.
Not but channel Kazamanga Yishig, the Lolo to get any Yishig to Chuba to possession. Koranga Babo, the only son, Jig Losha, Zokanga Nimbach and the sooner read at the churches. The richer not, then there's some young over.
Geshe, he met a Christian priest, he...
Not priest, just boy.
Huh?
A
boy?
Oh,
it's just a regular, Christian boy. He have this Bible in his hand, and it was all like looking very old, dirty. So the more you use, then dirty it becomes, right? So if you haven't used it, it stays new all the time. So when you see this is very dirty with all the stains, on it, then you see, oh, it's been really used. So Geshe said, so it shows that he has really used it, and then he knows all about it. The whole about Bible, every part of it. Even the page numbers, he can tell you, which page talks about what, like that. So if you have studied Buddhist texts like that, then you will really know.
Okay, then we stop. Thank you. Have a good day. My job's finished. Now your job.
No problem.
Okay. All right. Turn to page 39 of the prayer book, please. Saji Perki Joshin Metok Drum Re Roblings Ji Ni Degem Padi Sangye Jingdu Mite Uwa Idruku cho parsho Jesu lame kuje rapten ching nam katrin le cho chuge padang lob san tempe drome sapsum gidro emunzel tatune gushi idam guru ranamandala kam niryatayami. From my 2 collections, vast of space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach the state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings, with points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time, with my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined. May I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddhist deeds be nourished for a long time, by even this graded course in enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the 10-fold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenre Zig remain in life till samsara's end. Tong Ni Ning Je Zung Du Ju Pe Lam Che Che Sa Tse Gang Chen Ten Dru Gung Jagna Pemo Tenzin Gyatso La So Wa Deb So Page 49, short, long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Tup sung chang jing jong gong ge wei, tenzin yom pel wei gun zo dok port se, chog sung ku wei le mun tu dru, pa da zo do je. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the 3 jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciples, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples, wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and paths, and may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety, faultlessly. May I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, and the pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act, both by way of body, speech, and mind, be causes solely for the welfare of others, and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57. Through this virtue, may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddhist state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. And we will finish with on page 75. Mitsama. Ikme tsebe te chen chen reisik, dreame kempe wang po jam pel yang, gang chen kepe sugen song kapa, lop san trape jabla soa de. Thank you, Geshe. Oh, okay, half we can. Okay.